Hello there, and welcome to the final Wandering Wolf of the season. I'm your host, Mark Rhodes. Alongside me, as always, my good friend, Mr. Craig Forward. How are you, mate? You all right?
I'm doing all right, buddy. I'm doing all right. It's
Good,
always good to see you. Always good.
You too, mate. You too. And let's crack on with it. Lost today, 3-1 at Anfield, as we can see. But I don't think he tells the full story. I think I was actually very pleasantly surprised of how obviously the goal helped in the first couple of minutes from Neto. Fantastic counter-attacking goal.
Great goal, wasn't it? To be fair.
Yeah, brilliant goal. And it seemed like we'd got Liverpool on the back foot, playing really good counter-attacking football, which felt like we were bossing the game really for a bit, not letting him have a sniff. How do you feel it went, mate, especially first half?
Yeah, well, I thought the first half was probably one of the best we've seen for a long time. Like I say, getting him on the counter-attack, the goal, I thought was superb. We had a few chances, namely Dendoncker missed the sitter as well, didn't he?
Well,
and Fang, well, I'm sure
we can't talk about it. We can't talk about it. Let's go with the positives first, because we can't talk about him yet.
Yeah, but it was. I thought it was good. It was positive. It's more.
Makes me happy.
It's more what we want to see. But at the end of the day, it's the last day of the season. It's too little, too late. Really, we should have been showing performances like that. The last month or so, and obviously we haven't. And the season sort of filtered away with a whimper rather than a bang. Yeah, so
shame, real shame.
All in all, though, big picture and all that, it's 10th place is a great return, I think, for Bruno's first season in charge. It's just the more you deep dive into it and delve into the details, it could so really easily have been, well,
West Ham lost today.
4th, 5th.
Man United lost today.
Exactly. So you look at the times we threw it away, like Leeds at home stands out.
Arsenal for me
away stands
Arsenal
out.
For me, that was we've not won in 7 games, mate. You can't expect European football with those kind of statistics.
And far too many times this season we've let Leeds slip, or we've conceded where we shouldn't have, or just that moment of switching off, and it's cost us. But we could have been 5th, ended up 10th. Thank God we're not Everton or Leeds or Burnley.
Mate, I must admit, before the game, I've texted you countless times about it, saying I think we're going to get absolutely dicked here, like 6, and I hold my hands up and say, like, that performance in the first half, defensively, attacking wise, up until Neto went off, was brilliant. It was absolutely Liverpool's kryptonite, the way that we played.
What's the difference? Why are we playing like that today? When
I completely agree, mate.
We needed that to turn up, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Well, I know. I completely.
So frustrating.
I don't think we like playing at home. I think we are expected to play a certain way at home, and it doesn't suit us.
Yeah.
We can't break down teams. We just can't. We can play counter-attacking football well. When we were like Raul and Neto played together really well.
Yeah,
and it was a quality ball from Raul, and I thought he held up the ball really, really well today. Like we're the first people to give him grief when he's not had a good game, but considering he held the ball up really well today. I thought Aitneri, he had a lot of space on the left-hand side going down the line. Johnny, for me, wasn't his best performance. He lost the ball quite a lot. Thought Totti Gomez was great. Bolly, it didn't really do a lot wrong, but it says a lot. We'll go through and hi to everybody that's tuned in. Vinyl Revival, Paul, RS Walls, Amalu, like Luke, all you guys. Thanks for getting in touch. It says a lot when he brings on Hwang instead of Trincao or Pedence when Neto gets injured. I don't know whether this is due to
It's for shirt
Yeah,
sales, mate. It's for
it
shirt
is for sure.
sales because Liverpool will get
I can't
good
think of anything else. Like like
live on Sky.
we need to talk about this because like Wang is absolutely awful.
There can't be another reason for it.
I can't think of one redeeming feature of that player. Like he played really, really well in his first 3-4 games, 5 games or whatever, because he started getting a nice little understanding with Raul. But then he like fell off a cliff, and he cannot trap a ball. I've never seen a Premier League footballer with such a bad touch as Wang. Like it just bounces off his foot. I don't understand. Like it's not even funny anymore. Like at first, it was like, oh, have you seen it? Like it happens all the time.
Yeah, all the time, yeah.
I couldn't. I really. Let's go to some of the comments. Let's have a look. Peter Johnson. Let's go down to that one because I think you are not in the minority here. Go on, Craig.
So Peter's saying, I'm worried about a relegation battle next season. So many teams around us are going to strengthen. But yeah, I think, like you say, that there's quite a few people that are saying similar things. I don't personally think that, but it could so easily happen if you just
Not when we play like that against Liverpool. Not when we play like that against Liverpool. We are capable of playing some fantastic football. We really are. And it was plain to see, like some of the one-touch passing, like we carved them up at will. Like I don't know, Liverpool had a lot more of the ball, but we were using the width of the pitch with the players that we have, and we weren't doing any of that against Norwich. Like it was like a completely different team.
It was,
and it was really nice to see. Like that first 45 minutes when he was 1-1, and they scored that flick from Thiago was just it was sex.
Oh well,
like you can't really.
You can't do against that.
No, it's just like it's complete like fairy tale stuff.
It's like vintage forward, that is.
It was just yeah, good. But like that's just the way it is. Like 2 great goals, 1-1, and I think that was probably about fair. Like Dendoncker missed a sitter, Wang missed a sitter. Like, but if we put our chances away today, you're looking at like 4-3.
Well, if Dendoncker had scored that one, it's 2-0. Different game, I think. But you know, it's ifs, buts, and maybes, mate. And
oh no, I completely agree with that.
It's too little, too late.
But it went downhill when Neto went off. He does.
Yeah, it did.
We were absolutely storming them. They didn't know what to do with Neto. Like, but what does concern me is the fact he was holding his knee, and we know the problem is with his knee. So I'm worried about that.
Let's just
fingers crossed it's not as serious. I don't think it was because
he's got no matches coming up, has he? He doesn't want to play. Exactly. He's fine. Yeah. He's fine. Yeah, I think that's all good. But I don't know how you feel, but I'm just really, really looking forward to a complete overhaul now.
Yeah,
I'm fed up of trying to, just these guys will come good and so and so, they might get better. Let's see, let's give them another chance. I just want a complete rip up now.
Right.
And I want to see sort of 6, 7, 8 go.
I think that will be the case. I think that will be the case.
Do you think that was Raul's last game for us?
Tricky to say. Brilliant. That's good to know, Paul. Thanks for that.
News.
Yeah, that's great. Neto posted on Twitter. He's fine. No issue with knee. Thank God for that.
Awesome.
Because I really, really believe that he's going to be a huge part of our team next season. If we can get a fully fit Neto who plays 30-odd games next season, we ain't in a relegation battle. But we need to pull our finger out with signings. You're completely right.
I think I said it last week. Like we've ridden our luck massively. We've massively punched above our weight this season. Thank God we got those points on the board when we did, because the last 6 weeks or so have been diabolical. So it could easily happen, but it depends what happens, really. It's a very, very fine line between mid-table and going down. I mean, Newcastle were bottom Christmas.
Well, look at Burnley. Burnley. Like they were in Europa League like three years ago, and now they're playing Championship football.
It's very fine margins, so we've got to be careful
really
not to rest on our laurels and think, well, we're okay, we're all right.
Yeah.
Because if you aim for mid-table, it could very easily go wrong.
I completely agree.
Hopefully,
okay, so you said that you want.
I think strengthening in January. Seeing how you go till January, then strengthening is completely the wrong thing to do because
we can't
do odds for trash in January. Aren't you?
Well, I think
build a squad now.
As soon as the game finished, that's when the evaluation of the team that happens. That it's got to be, whether it be with Bruno Lage. We spoke about this last week about whether we think he's going to stay or not. I think he deserves another year if he wants to stay. Like, if he's been given the budget that he's asking for,
he absolutely deserves it, but he's not staying. I don't think.
No, I agree. I agree. He just looks disinterested. I don't think that, But you look at it's interesting. It's interesting you say that he won't stay, and I'm of the opinion that he won't.
He looks like he's got one foot out the door already.
Yeah, he looks depressed. Like, he looks like he can't wait for the season to end and go. But he didn't. I don't know whether he looks like that anyway. He's just got a sour face. But do you know what I mean? Like, he's not a jolly soul.
But his body language. It's not just today. It's the last few weeks, I suppose, as well.
Yeah.
And the rumour mill. Read into that what you will, I suppose. But I just got a bit of a bad feeling, really.
Who would you get rid of then, Craig? Because, like you said, like 6, 7, 8 players. Like, are you talking squad players? Are we talking first 11? Who would you see go?
I'm talking first 11. I'm talking.
Who's going?
Big question mark over Dendoncker.
Yeah, I agree. He needs to go.
Big question mark over Saiz. I think he's already kind of alluded to the fact that he's going, so it's probably not as big.
Saiz, yeah, I'm with you.
Question mark over Jimenez.
Not putting him there yet.
You're not there yet? Okay.
No, I'm not there
obviously,
yet.
we know Neves pretty much going.
Yeah, I don't want to put that one up, but yeah, you're right.
Who else?
That's 3. Who else? I think.
It's you're going to bring it. I think you've got to bring. We know that we've got to strengthen as well, and that'll push players like Hwang even further down, hopefully. So they'll be sort of. I think Silva's probably got to go out on loan. We can't keep with this same old, hoping that it comes good, just because he might be a nice lad and he tries hard.
We've got to get another striker.
We've got to aim better than that.
Got to get another striker in. Like,
is Bolly going to still be there? Is Cody still going to be there? Who's going to play right?
I think Cody will be there. I think if Bruno Lage stays, there's more likely for Cody to leave than a new man. But personally, it's
Traore coming back. Is he going to work his way in with the new manager? What's going to happen there? There's lots and lots of things that that's going to be happening over the next few weeks.
I agree. But do you agree with the consensus of the fans that want to play a back 4? And if you want to play a back 4, then, which is Bruno Lage's preference, you don't keep Cody at the club, do you?
I don't know. It's just whether it's a good time to move on, or has it run its course? Do we need to? Are we just sticking with what we know? We need to move forward and move on and progress. It's. I don't know. There's pros and cons for each, I think. But
yeah, RS Wolves. Yeah, I agree. And I think that's what's going to happen.
So realistically, think about it. It's easy to get rid of the manager at the most, the players, and cheaper. Yeah. But I think we said that last week, didn't you? Yeah,
as a stopgap manager. I think. I tend to agree. Luke,
let's call this.
Before you go tonight, I want one of you to eat humble pie and admit that we have missed Traore as an impact player in the last 12 games, and the matches have been less exciting without him.
I think
Yeah, I can admit that it's the matches have been less exciting without him in the team.
I think he does get you. He's definitely got that to come off the bench, and it's like, right, your fullback's in trouble now. And yes,
Yeah.
he can run and cause you to get off your seat and be like, oh yes, he's beat one, get it. And then, but as I've always said, and I'll stick with this, Luke, and anybody else, it's what he does with it at that moment that you've just stood up and go. Oh,
Chiquinho has done more in 3 matches with his final ball. But do you not agree with this? Chiquinho has done more in the 3 matches that he's played with his final ball than Traore did in like 6 months he was at the club.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, like, so I don't miss Traore as an impact player. That's fair enough, yeah.
I think some of the fans have, and people like to be excited by that kind of player. If you want to sit down properly and say what was his final distribution and what did he bring, have we missed what he bought? No, absolutely not, because what he bought was very little.
Let's go with a few more of these. Paul Nichols first, and then we'll go on to. No, not that one.
No, not that one.
No, we'll come back to that one.
Not that one.
Go on. What are your thoughts on the rumour of the 10 million bid for young MLS keeper when we have Sarkic?
Sounds like a lot of money from first.
For a third choice keeper. I don't mind that though. I think we've got to get it into our head that we're buying good young squad players. We need a decent squad. We need this. Not necessarily says to me that he's the new number 2 because we're buying him for 10 million. Like he's a decent young keeper. We need 3 decent keepers, and Ruddy won't be there. I just don't.
Well, Ruddy's gone. Yeah, definitely. So that's another one out.
Let's go with a very good question from Paul.
Yeah, question. Shall I take the lead on this one after your struggles? Please. We need to work on this. But...
I need to work on his name because he's coming.
Lopetegui is available. Do you stick or twist?
Is it Lopetegui?
Lopetegui.
Who's said it right? Lopetegui.
Lopetegui.
Lopetegui. Do you stick or twist? I think we twist.
I think twist as well. Yeah.
Definitely. I think he is a manager that's going to get really, really good players with him. He's got the gravitas. He's the manager that Fosun have always wanted, and he's available.
Can I just point out that with the 2 biggest Bruno fans probably going?
Yeah, I'd like
Bruno. The Premier League has returned a 10th spot, and we both want him to be replaced.
I know. But it's
strange, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to call him Bob. Yeah, Ian. Yeah, Bob's available. Let's get him in.
It's called Bob. Yeah,
Lopetegui. I think it's Lopetegui. But I really, really, really think he's an upgrade. He's serious. You don't. He's like the ex-Spain manager. He's the ex-Real Madrid manager. I think they will, Paul. I think they will, because the reason why I think they will is because as much as 10th is perfectly reasonable, there's a reason why Bruno Lage was the lowest paid manager in the league, why he's only got a 1-year contract. They wanted to see what he could do with those players. And for me, he's done well, but he hasn't took us to the next level, which is not his fault, by the way. I'm not blaming him at all. But for Fosun to go to the next level, they'll want Lopetegui because that is the guy that they wanted. And he was going to sign when we were in the Championship, and he went to Spain instead, which you can't argue with that. But he's available.
Bruno feels very much like come in and
that's
do
why he's probably miserable. He's done a fantastic job with what he's been given, but I just think
what lies next for Bruno if he goes?
I think he'll get a Premier League job.
Yeah, he should do, shouldn't he?
He should do. What's he done wrong? Like, he could go to somewhere like Brighton and absolutely smash it with the players that they've got.
Yeah, be interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, we did lose £4 million. Yeah, it won't go down well with the owners. Yeah, and it's like stuff like that. Yeah, and
what's that per place?
Yeah,
or
yeah, we lost 2 places, didn't we? Yeah. Let's go with.
Well, we didn't actually lose 4 million today, did we? Because you never had it to start with, so you've got to actually finish somewhere first. So you haven't lost it, but I know what you're saying. So the board won't look at it like we lost because we didn't lose anything. But
yeah, true. I just think, like, if you think about at the beginning of the season where let's do this because it's the end of the season. We've stopped now. This is what we finished with. We finished in 10th place. Where did you say we were going to come?
10th, I think.
You said 10th. I said 12th. So I think either is incredibly reasonable.
If anybody knows exactly what we said, pipe up and tell us.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure 10th and 12th is about right. Yeah.
Who did we say would win the Premier League?
I said Chelsea.
I said Man City.
So the pound that you owe me for the places, you win it back.
Yeah.
So
okay, cool.
All square.
Yes. Relegation. I think we were both in agreement that Norwich. Watford. Yeah, I think I said Palace.
Yeah, I don't think anybody said Burnley.
No, nobody said Burnley because they never go there.
Or Leeds, and definitely not Everton.
No. So. I think Crystal Palace were in the mix and Brighton. That was definitely wrong.
I might have said Villa. No,
Villa. You probably said Villa.
Did I say?
No, you said
Tottenham.
You said Tottenham had finished like 14th or something.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, which I found amusing with the Champions League football next season.
That's not common.
But that was before. That you obviously didn't. The Conte wasn't there, so
no, of course not.
Did I say Newcastle would go down? Oh well, I was close until they got bought by a country.
Yeah.
But yeah. What do we think here, guys? Do we think that Bruno's going to stay? Do we believe that Lopetegui is coming in, or any other manager for that matter? But I personally, I think Lopetegui would be the obvious choice for Fosun. But do we think, one, he deserves to stay, and two, will he stay? It's really important because we need, if this is going to happen, this needs to happen before we start buying players.
Yes, absolutely agree. He hasn't done anything to not deserve a chance at another stab at it.
I agree.
But I don't think he was ever brought in to do more than one season. So
no.
So
I think,
I don't know, but like you say, I think the manager thing needs to be solved like literally this week.
Yeah, I agree.
And then players out, players in from there on. That looks like, or at least maybe it's already happened, new guy has got some say in it. There's no excuses then, is there? But if it's all left to the last minute again, it's going to be like, yeah.
Do you think, mate, it's because of how we play rather than our position in the table that, a lot of the fans are becoming a bit disinterested? Because, like, our last 7 performances have been, all in all, pretty abysmal. Ever since the Leeds game, I think.
Yeah.
Other than the Villa home game.
I don't think our fans are ever disinterested. I think they're just utterly frustrated.
Frustrated. And
they probably feel let down, which probably is a strong thing to say because they've only been let down, but it's probably their own expectations. What the board came out and said initially when they bought the club. I know the landscape's changed, but I think they set their own expectations. And to be honest, after the Nuno era, where we finished in the Premier League and cup runs and everything, there is that sort of feeling that we can achieve the next step. We can go and win the FA Cup, let's say, or get a European spot. And we're so close to it as well.
We are so close. You look at the 4 seasons. 4
So to
seasons.
finish
Not-
10th,
not
actually,
bad.
is if you look at it like that, it's disappointing. So,
Well, 7th, 7th, 13th, 10th. It's like it's not a million miles away in either direction, is it? It's like the average that we've got is 10th. We're 10th. With the 10th best. This is an average season for us if you take the average between 7 and 13. So,
but you'd
do you know what I
absolutely
mean?
take it.
Yeah, I agree. Sellers needs to go. Sellers needs to go, but he won't. He won't. I think they really rate Scott Sellers.
Oh yeah, he's like part of the
He is.
furniture, isn't he? But, yeah.
I think some of his signings have been bad. I know you can't.
I'll
You
be
can't get
interested
them
to
all.
see the new like round table thing.
Well,
that was
they've done one
recorded
in
in
April. They
April.
did one in
Yeah.
April. It's like you've got to do one. Like
Now?
it would now. Yeah, I completely agree. I just don't. I don't know going forward what the answer is, but I do believe that there's going to be a really surprising turn of developments very soon at the football club.
Yeah, I think so. If I put 10th on the table now for next season, what would you do?
God, that's a really good question. That's a really good question because the problem is with that is that it. God, that's really hard. You know what? I'll probably take it, mate. You know, because of Newcastle, Leicester, Villa, Leeds, Everton, Palace, all these teams are going to strengthen, all of them. Like, and I think I probably would take 10th, and that is with my head, but my heart saying, "Oh God,
We can do better than that.
I really hope we can do better than that." But 10th for me in the Premier League, like we might be, what do they call the older fans? The Dars, the Dars. Well,
Yeah, but
that's a fair point. Yeah, without Neves, you might take it. To be fair, yeah.
With 10th, you know, you're going to have some heartbreak and you're going to have some good times.
Yeah. God, that's a really tricky one because would you guys take it?
But you're not going to be an Everton or a Leeds or a Burnley for, you know. But you're also not going to be challenging for those top places. Although we were.
Give me 10th and the FA Cup, and then we've got a deal.
Deal.
Shaky hand, man. I think we've seen Neves play his last game for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he made that quite apparent at the last home game.
Yeah. So if he goes,
that's fair enough. We can't be.
It's fair enough.
I'm not surprised or shocked or anything like that. Like it's time.
What are you thinking about this Polini link that we've had for the last 3 seasons? Because Tottenham sniffing around him as well.
I won't believe anything until it's actually announced on Wolves Twitter or the Wolves website to say, you know.
I'd take 17th the FA Cup, to be fair. I would definitely do it. Yeah. I think I'd take 17th and the League Cup. That's what I'm trying not to be greedy, Paul. I promise. But yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it?
So I don't know. The thing is, going back to what you said earlier, like, so is Moutinho going to be a regular starter next season? So that's Neves and Moutinho gone.
Yeah.
With perhaps Dendoncker gone as well.
We're talking about getting rid of the whole midfield, pretty much the whole defence, and our main striker.
And lone striker, right?
Yeah. So we're going to need. Yeah, that's not just big change. That is basically taking the nucleus of our squad and getting rid. And that's going to take time to gel as well, if we are going to do that. I don't think there's going to be as many outgoings as what we actually think.
Really?
No, I don't, actually. I think Sarr is obviously staying.
Do you think it gets a bit stagnant then, though, if you don't freshen up?
What's that, mate?
If people like, say, Saiss, Dendoncker, all these that have been there a few years now that don't really set the world alight, but they just do a pretty solid job, you know, sort of 7 out of 10 here and there, a few mistakes here and there. Like Dendoncker doesn't finish very well, and Saiss has always got a calamity in him.
Yeah.
Do you think it gets a bit stagnant then, and people Like,
Yeah.
they know our game plan, they know our players, and we're just going to get easier to
Well,
beat.
we have been found out, haven't we, mate? Like we have, like the last 10 games. Let's put it into context. Like we haven't won a lot in the last 10 games because we've been found out.
Yeah.
Like it's not. I don't think it's his fault though. RS Wolves. I don't think that's not Bruno's fault. Like he's only got the players he's got because Fosun haven't put them hand in their pocket, and they haven't. Like I'm a huge fan of Fosun, the business model that they've got going on, but I really do believe that this is the season. Next season is the season to put their hand in their pocket because we're going to get. There'll be riots if Neves goes for 50, 60 million or whatever it is, and we don't bring in sufficient cover to cover that fringe world class player, which he is. The Wolves fans will not. They'll be calling for Fosun's head if they just will. Like we need 3 players to cover that man.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. So what happens? What happens if, let's say, I don't know, in 2 months' time, and it's the first game of the season, and all the comings and goings have happened.
Which is not a long time.
And say Neves has gone. Well, just say Neves has gone, but we've brought in, I don't know, 3 kids from Barcelona, but everything else stays the same.
Yeah.
How do you think we fare next season?
I don't think we're fighting relegation. Well, no, like we need a striker, mate. We're like we don't score enough goals. Like we just don't.
Yeah.
Raul Jimenez doesn't score enough goals now. Neto is not an out-and-out striker, but to be honest, he's our main goal threat. Him and Pedence, when they're playing well, are our main goal threat. Raul Jimenez, the reason why I said I don't want to get rid of him right away is because I can't see where there's a player out there available for the right money that's going to score 10 to 15 goals. Like there's players like people are saying, oh, what about Ivan Toney? He ain't coming to us. He ain't going from Brentford to Wolves. For him, we'll say that's a sideways step. He's going to want to go to places like Arsenal or Tottenham and stay in London. Like
he could go to Arsenal, to be fair.
Yeah, he'll go to Arsenal, you know. And they've got European football, like, and they are interested in him. Like, but a player like Ivan Toney, I'd be like, well, yeah, but we won't go into the domestic market. That's just not the way we do business. Like, we'll go to Portugal and we'll go to Spain. Yes, 100% taking MGW back, 100%.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He bottled his penalty, which I knew he would, but other than that, he missed his penalty. He stopped his team going through to the final.
There's a difference between missing it and bottling it.
Missed it.
Why you hate him?
Don't hate him.
Yeah.
Don't hate him. You just, take your penalties better. It's a bit harsh. I'm sorry. But yeah, I think definitely would take him back.
Definitely get him back for hate him. You should be. You need to get some Morgan Gibbs White in your life.
Yeah. Alex Charles, let's go with only just joined. Apologies. No apologies needed, mate. Lovely to have you on the show. Or stream. I don't know what to call it really. It's a show.
Call it a stream.
Only just joined. Apology if you already covered this, but I thought Jimenez played fairly well today. The amount of chances others had to play him in behind, just ignored him, was stupid. That's a great point actually.
Jimenez has struggled with that a lot.
He has, yeah. I think that's one of the main reasons why I think he might want to go because he's not getting the chances.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
It might not be a thing where we want to get rid of him. He might just want to leave because he's not being able to get the best out of himself because of the way we've been playing. We've not been playing two strengths. I don't think we've been playing two strengths for a while. Have you noticed that his headband's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and he just looks like a pirate that's got it on the wrong place. It's like a tiny little like black bit of plastic on his, which is fantastic. Jimenez was really good. And we did say at the beginning, Alex, that thought he played really well. Craig don't like it when I say things about MGW.
No,
I think they want to be mates. But yeah, you know what?
Interesting next season.
Yeah, to be fair to Morgan Gibbs-White, I thought he's one of the main reasons why Sheffield United got in the playoffs anyway. I thought he's played brilliantly in the Championship, and I think
they wouldn't have been there without him anyway. So
he'll be a great addition to the squad next season. But I'm still putting it out there. If Morgan Gibbs-White is in the starting 11 for Wolves next season, we are relegation fodder. We are. Like, you can't say to me that Morgan Gibbs-White is going to get us a better finish than 10th in the Premier League.
Well, not on his own, but like you say, he's an addition. He's one of 6 or 7 additions that we need that will all come together.
Is he going to want to sit on the bench for Wolves, though, mate? Is he going to want to sit on the bench when he's playing?
He's not going to be a bench warmer. He's not going to be a bench warmer.
Well, if he isn't, then we're in trouble. We're in serious trouble.
No.
Where's he going to play? Is he going to play alongside Neto?
He can play alongside a talented addition that we're going to bring in that we just haven't got yet.
Okay, so would you play him with Paulinho?
Could do. Why not?
Thank you, Shrewsbury Wolf. Yes. Where does he fit in? He can't play in a midfield 2, and we don't use a central attacking midfielder. Where does he play? I want to know from you.
That's the current system. What we talked about getting a new manager.
He's not. I agree. Like this is not to absolutely bang on about Morgan Gibbs-White. Like, I think he's done brilliantly with Sheffield United. He got young player of the season there, but there's levels to this, man. Like he ain't better than Moutinho. He ain't better than Neves. He ain't better than Neto. He's not better than Podence.
So where he is right now, he's staying there forever. That's his level. You're saying
no, absolutely not. Yeah. I think he's a great addition to the squad.
I'm hopeful that next year can raise his game even further and be that. Yeah.
All right, so
praises this time next year, you'll be like, "Oh my, you were right."
I hope I am. The problem is that how would you fit him in? What would be your Morgan Gibbs-White sweet spot in that team? Take away how we play. How would you play him? Because I think I wouldn't mind shoehorning him into the team to see what he could do. The problem is that at the moment we don't play that system that fits him in. He doesn't belong in a midfield 2. He's not good enough. And we don't play a central attacking midfielder. The closest we've got is Podence, and he's not as good as Podence, in my opinion. So where do you play him?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it depends who comes in as well to support, because he can't just go in there now. I'm not saying he's like going to walk into that squad now and change.
No, of course,
because he's class, like Ronaldo or something. I'm saying I personally think he's got the qualities enough to come in with a new group and cement himself in there. You can't say we don't play that way because we're on about Bruno's on his way out.
I agree.
Likely. So there's a new manager coming in. So if you're going to get rid of that many players, there could be a whole different way of playing. We could be completely switching what we do.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But my point is that if you've got a player like Daniel Podence in your team who plays exactly the same position, you only have room in that team for one of those two. For me, Morgan Gibbs-White isn't the player that Podence is, and I agree that you need to switch it up a little bit. Trincão's not going to be here next season, so he can go.
Is Podence definitely going to be there?
I'd love him to be, because I think when he's fully fit, he's our best player. Personally, I think Podence for me is he can see a pass similar to what Neves can do, but in a shorter space. I really okay. Paul Nichols, let's go with you then, mate. Like, I think we have got to go 4-2-3-1. Morgan Gibbs White can play in the 3 with Neto and Podence. Okay, we're gonna need some serious central midfielders then, because
what was that noise?
I don't know. we ain't playing that team against like a team like Liverpool or Man City, because we'll get absolutely killed to death. It's like, I'm sorry, but you can't play Neto, Podence, and Morgan Gibbs White in a 3 behind us forward. Like, you can play there against a team. Don't get me wrong. There's two arguments to this, I suppose. It's like Morgan Gibbs White would get into a team similar to that if we went completely different against 10th and below. Against the top 6 or anywhere around there, you ain't playing that team because you get absolutely spanked. Two holding, which is fair enough. 2 holding behind Polina and somebody else. But I agree, Stu. I agree. We need more physicality in midfield. I think we need someone like.
It's a bit where opponents lets you down, you know.
Yeah. He's not a big lad, but
what I'm saying,
I
saw message there that you know, I'd make MGW captain and change this one to suit Morgan. Like, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Shane. I think he's a good player, and I'd like to see him fulfil his potential and see where he can go. And I'm excited that he's our player. That's it.
Yeah. I think he might go, mate, to be honest.
Yeah.
Cody is a defensive midfielder. Let's never, ever speak of this again.
We've had a few of those comments.
He wasn't even a good defensive midfielder of the Championship.
Yeah, we just need to stop anything to do with that immediately. Yeah.
Shrewsbury Wolf, let's go with that one. 4-2-3-1 with Chiquinho, Podence, Neto would be better. That's a good one. With a different striker up front. Just putting it out there. Morgan Gibbs White would be a rotation option at best, unless we sell a load of players and don't sign anyone, which could happen. It could happen.
Yeah.
He might be our, diamond in the rough that Craig keeps on going on about.
I'm sticking with it. I've gone too far now. I'm sticking with it. So.
Well, yeah, you can't go back now. What else? If we have the opportunity to cash in on MGW, now is the time. If they believe in Kundal, that is. I'm not so sure on Kundal. I'm not so sure on Kundal, man.
He's in the same position that Gibbs White was 2-3 years ago. He's got to go. At least Gibbs White's gone and done it and proved it now.
Yeah.
What more is he going to do?
Yeah. It was
Kundal's just still learning his trade, really.
But Silva should do what Morgan Gibbs White has done this season.
Absolutely.
Go to a championship club,
absolutely.
Get 20 goals, and then we'll go, come back, now we'll use you. Absolutely. I completely agree. But it's so tricky, isn't it? Because I do think, all in all, as a whole season, not just looking at the last 10 games, this has been it's not been bad. It's not been bad. Yes, commiserations towards women who lost to Southampton in a ridiculous playoff. Shouldn't have to win your league and then go into a playoff to see who goes into the championship. It's disgusting. The 2 league winners should go into the league, and the 2 second places should play off. It's disgusting. And I'm gutted for Wolves women. Imagine winning the title and then having to play off. It's not American football. It's a disgrace, actually, and I'm gutted for them because they've had such a fantastic season.
They've had such a I don't know, the last 5-6 years, such hardship, haven't they, with winning the league or about to win the league, then they got cancelled. And then to actually do it and then have to play off, it's mad.
Yeah. Tricky, but all in all, Wolves women on the way up, and good luck to him. Shrewsbury Wolf, what do you think is going to happen with Dendoncker? He could be our only senior midfielder next season, and he hasn't been very consistent. Wow, that is diplomatic. He's been absolutely gobcrap. He's been atrocious. I just think if Dendoncker's our only senior midfielder, we're going down.
Yeah.
We're going down. It won't be the case because if Fosun want to stay in this league, they are
I
not
think
having
we'll be
Leon
Leon,
the Dendonka can't be her talisman. It's just like, no, can't be. But come on, man, let's end with a positive. What are the positives to take in this season? I know it's been hard.
It's finished.
Excellent. Okay, that's one. I think I think when you look at
Been
perspective.
few.
We always talk about perspective. Like we're 10th in the league, we finished 10th, and we're really, really, really disappointed. That's got to be a good thing, hasn't it?
That is good.
Because
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to put a positive spin on it, but
You're doing
that's
really
all I
well.
can take.
You're doing really well. Because
We're
you're
the
right.
10th best team in the Premier League.
We could have finished 4th, and we've ended up with 10th.
Yeah, that's not
And
a
far
happy
too
no positives.
I'm going somewhere with this, or I was. But now I've lost my train of thought.
Just remembered.
So yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, I've got one. The reason to be happy is because we were really, really close to achieving something. And the only reason why we didn't is just that last little push. And the last little push with that squad of players, all it needs is a little bit more, I don't know, like just a little bit of nous, little bit
Class.
of, a little bit of class, a little bit of clarity of mind. Like it's coming. I think what we need is either go to Bruno Lage and say, here is 100 million. 100 million pounds, which I don't think is beyond the realms of possibility. If we're selling Neves for 60, mate, I'm just putting it out there. That's your war chest, right? Do what you can. And if you can get 5 or 6 players and we get rid of 4 or 5, and you've got a similar size squad, but your squad of players, I think he deserves a season, and I think he can get us into the top 6. I really do.
I think you should re-record that exactly as you just said and send it directly to the board. That's what I think. What I think is, dude, is here's what I'm going to say. When Nuno left this time last year, we'd had it so good, and especially like our age group, it's the best we've ever had. And we were in dreamland for a while. Like seriously, like what is this football that we're watching? This is ridiculous. Going far in the cup, like beating top teams, it was ridiculous. Like it's the best ever. And then when he left, I think there was a feeling of, oh my god, is that our little taste of
glory?
Yeah, is that it? So then this new guy came in, Bruno, that nobody really knew a fat lot about.
Never heard of him.
And the fact that he's stuck a 10th place finish down, and the last few games he's dropped rather than climbed, is just
staggering.
It's incredible, and I think we're so lucky this season. I think we've taken it for granted a lot of the time. What happened, probably earlier on in the season.
Yeah.
And thank God that we did, because we'd be in big trouble, I think, right now.
I agree.
If we hadn't had some of those wins, so it could so easily have gone the other way with Nuno leaving, new manager, cocked it up. I think we've just got to be very grateful that we've done what we've done this year, and just try and build.
Yeah, try and build, and that is the key here. I agree, Ian. I remember when finishing 17th was fantastic. I know we've got different aspirations now because we've got new owners, we've got some really class players on our books, and I really do think that give him his players, give him a chance with his own players. He deserves that, I think. I don't think he's going to get it because I think there's big change coming soon. But if I was the board, I'd just give him what he wants, because he deserves it.
Yeah.
He has done staggeringly well to get us top half finish with that squad of players. And like, for the people that are leaving the stream, thanks ever so much for supporting us all the way through this season. It's been really, really good. It's been really awesome. And you know, we'll be back next season. We'll hopefully with a bigger squad, a better squad, and a new manager. Yeah, Stu Kelsall, I agree. There'll be no discussion. There should be no discussion on Bruno. Finished 10th with a very average squad is amazing. Shrewsbury Wolf finishing 17th in Championship would have been a good season in 2012-13. Yeah, perspective. Yeah, it's not what we wanted it to be 3 months ago.
No.
But I tell you what,
it's better than being a Leeds, Burnley, or Everton.
Yeah. Pleasure, Shrewsbury Wolf. Thank you. Thank you to everybody that has been so supportive. Paul, Shrewsbury Wolf, Ian, Stu, Amalu Burton, all you guys that have been like instrumental in us, you know, carrying on with the channel. We're going to try and
spread the word about the channel in summer.
Yeah, we'll try and make it as good as humanly possible. We love chatting to you, and we will do until you tell us not to. So, so let's just see what happens. Shall we? You know what? Because it's the last one. Come on, Craig. Do you? This is so good. This is actually. I think this is probably my favourite one. Ian,
stifling my laugh.
We should, John. It's so good.
So, Ian, thank you as always for this. I shall miss this over the next few weeks. What do you call a Mexican peeping Tom? Senor boobs. Awesome.
Oh God, you can tell Ian is definitely our age. 100%.
I'm definitely going to tell my kids that one.
I think that's a great one. Guys, thanks ever so much for your support. Subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. Support us any way you can. And it's been a pleasure, mate. It's been awesome, as always, speaking to you. And here's to a great season next season.
I'm glad that one's over, but I'm looking forward to the next instalment. The roller coaster continues.
Indeed. And we did say it was going to be a roller coaster. All right. Thanks for watching. We've been Wandering Wolf. We'll see you next season, guys.
Take it easy.
See you later.